First, I'll start by just showing you a couple different sounds you can make with the instrument, and based on those sounds, really, you can do a couple different things with it. With in a group setting, with a single student, or on your own at home if you're just trying to have fun. It's got a very deep sound. It's a bass string, so it's quite logical that it is deep like that, which is, to me, very fun. I find kind of scary. It has scary qualities because of its deepness and the fact that it's distorted. So in that case, maybe you could use it in a play as one of your props to add to the like the atmosphere of a specific scene. You want to give it some sort of dark emotion, dark feeling. You could play something like this. So it's good in any artistic kind of endeavor. But again, the instrument's kind of complex to make. I suggest it probably just for high school students. For younger kids, they would definitely need a bit of supervision to be shown how to use a hammer and other things, as well as a saw. In my case, I had to use a saw, but I could see someone making it without having to cut pieces of wood also. Now, yeah, that's a simple pluck. Depending on what you're plucking with, it'll make a slightly different sound. So there's all sorts of possibilities, and with an instrument like this that you make yourself, and if it's not too expensive, you don't have to limit yourself to how you're going to use it. Depending on what you want to do, be creative and see what you can do. So yeah, simple pluck. Now I'm going to run a bottle along the string, as Jack White did in his video. So a bit like a slide guitar there. So you could, if you're trying to show a bit of what blues sounds like with an instrument like this, you could maybe do a very blues song in a group setting with other instruments, and even just for an individual, they could sing along with that sound and try to do something extra bluesy. So that's the bottle. If I stand up the instrument while I was playing with it, I kind of noticed this because it picks up on all sorts of sounds. Just bouncing my knee gave it a bit of a pop, which you can use for a backup rhythm while strumming the chord. So on your own, you can do even more with it, which is fun. So that's that little popping sound. And because it is just the one string, it has almost just more of a simply percussive, value, because there's no frets, you can't really change the sound unless you're playing with the tourniquet up here. You could loosen it up as you're strumming to change the sound, but it is, I find it's got a real like percussive value, and kind of gong-like, drum-like, so it has that, I'll say, primitive sound just because of its qualities, and so you can use it to do something in that sense. If you're storytelling or doing other things like that, things we've seen in class, using notebooks, you can do all kinds of things. It's really what your imagination will lead to, and with a class full of kids, I definitely want to see, let them have an input and see what their imaginations can do. So yeah, I don't like telling people what to do, but definitely just helping them do something and use their imaginations. So allowing kids to use their imaginations is very important. I guess I can show you more of a performance now. Um, for performance, I think the key is to just, you try to use all the different sounds you can make with the instrument, and add that with form, some sort of recipe. You can have a more like cohesive maybe message, um, something easier to follow for others, anyways. And yeah, you can express yourself. So I'll try to do that in a bit more of a jazz kind of improv manner. Sorry. Yeah, so that's my little improv. I it progressed in that manner because I was getting upset with how the improv started. At first, I felt I wasn't striking it properly to really capture the sound I wanted to make. So with that, I just started hitting on on the mason jar because I was upset with my instrument, and I was strumming a bit more violently because of it, and I was just going with the flow, which is fun when you're trying something. You don't know where you're gonna make at first, so you just have to you have to go with it, and yeah, in this case, I was feeling stressed, so I just tried what I could. So yeah, that concludes my presentation. Um, the activity itself was great for me. I thought it was a lot of fun. Um, I really enjoyed making this, and I hope to use it with friends. I play with friends, so maybe we can find a way of using this depending on what we're trying to do, which is great because I made it, and it gives an extra feeling of satisfaction when I will go and maybe use it with friends, and it makes things fun. Creation is fun.